You're welcome to another edition of my daily broadcast. I do this at 8 p.m. every day, as much as possible. It's my pleasure to be here as always. Yes, as you join me, please don't forget, like, share, comment. Let me know your opinion about the videos you watched in the past and about this one that you are watching today. So I'll go right on to it. The topic for today is Japa in God's point of view. Japa from God's point of view. Note, whether you stay or you leave, first and foremost, the thing about Japa is that it must be as unto the Lord. It must be done in the Lord. Whether you stay or you go, let it be that it is according to the will of God. Some of us may be like, the will of God is for me to just have money. The will of God is for me to be comfortable. The will of God is for me. Now, whichever one that is going to be chosen, first and foremost, it must be unto the Lord. So I'll mention a few things that you need to check in yourself. Because several times I hear people say the reason they need to travel is because it's because of the future of their children. As if your children is enough reason for you to do anything, even disobey God if need be. No, it's not true. The reason you must do anything, the reason you do anything must be found in God only. Because it's very easy for the devil to use your children to derail you. It's very easy for Satan to use poverty, lack to remove you from the path which God has placed you. There are some of you that God has planted and worked on where you are, and you have stayed there for 2 decades. That people have asked you why you did not leave. And the reason you did not leave that particular system, maybe in the ministry or something, the reason you did not leave is because you had the conviction that there was something the Lord, had put you there for. Maybe you had it in a dream, or you had, if you know how to hear God very well, you heard at some point, that He has a reason for keeping you in that ministry, or keeping you in that parastatal, or keeping you somewhere at some point. Well, maybe it was 20 years ago. And then you feel that because it's 20 years ago, and then now, nothing and everybody is going, and the future of my children is very important, then you take off. Then you take off. Without any confirmation from God, without God leading you to do it, without any change in instruction from God, then that is not the will of God for you. That is not how God will. Now, let me say this very clearly. I am not against people who want to go. I am not against people who want to stay. What I am saying here, first and foremost, from God's point of view, your going or your staying must be as unto the Lord. It must be what God wants you to say. For someone like me, for decades, I've always said, no, I can't leave. Will never leave. One, I love Nigeria so much. That's my own personal reason. But two, I never found any reason to want to leave. And that's not because I have a lot of money or because I'm so comfortable. No. But even in that, God will not be honored if God now wants me to go. And I insist that no. I have been saying it all this while that I will not leave Nigeria. I have been saying it that I will not leave Nigeria for anything. And so I will not leave. Maybe I don't want people to say, Shebi, you say you will not leave. And now you want to go. No, that also will be very wrong. So tonight I'm going to list a few things that you need to check. First one is, check if He at any time said to you, don't go, or go. Check yourself. If there was any time that you had an instruction from the Lord that you should go or not go, you understand? Then you do not change that plan because of circumstances. For some of you, maybe when you were making your mind up to go, as soon as you made up your mind to go, you had this dream and you saw something bad, and you knew that it was because of what you thought about the other day. And you said, no, I will not go. Then 2-3 years down the line, you are like, whoa, That one is dream, Joe. Allah go. Dream can be very stupid. That one is 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And you have not heard anything from the Lord pertaining to that. And then you take off. Now, note that so many people are looking for comfortable life. You are looking for comfortable lives. You're looking for, many are looking for safe environment and all that for themselves. And that is why they travel. But it's possible to get there and then the safety for your marriage, which you had here, you lose it. Safety for your children's mental health or for their moral health, which you had here, you lose it immediately you get there. There are those who their children never had contact with homosexuality. When they got there, you know, this is what they came across, and then it overwhelmed them, and, you know, this is what they turned out to, you know, or different things that could, you know, you could come across that, you know, what you think you're looking for, you know, you will have lost much more. At the same time, don't forget, I'm not discouraging Japa or encouraging it, because there are those that the Lord will intentionally say, okay, go. Even if he's going to come back and use you in Nigeria, he may say, go. And then when you go, he prepares you and brings you back, because he wants you to come and combat something here, and he knows that it is when you have had the experience over there that you are going to be able to come back, you know, and win this battle for him. There are those that are like that. So I am not in any way saying those who stay are the righteous and those who go are the bad people, or vice versa. No, not at all. But many are going for wrong reasons. Many are going for wrong reasons. And many are going because of lack of trust in God. Or because they've trusted God for so long and they are thinking God is no longer, is not responding. He's not responding early enough. You know, or not responding at all as far as they're concerned. And they can no longer wait in case, because age is coming. If you are like me and you are becoming 50 and you are thinking, along the line, you have been waiting and doing all this. You're just going to wake up and your children have no jobs and all those things. And Satan will continue to drum those things in your ears and you become scared and you say you want to run away. So if this be the case, then that, you know, check yourself. That must not be a reason to japa. Okay, now, I have said that you should check yourself if at any time God said don't. Whether you saw it through a dream or through he spoke to you, you know, to your ears, or he said it and you inside your heart you knew this was God talking to you. If he said go, then, or he said don't go, then you don't change it along the line. Don't change what he said. If he told you not to go, you know, at some point, whether through a dream or anything, if he told you not to go at some point, don't change your mind by yourself unless he gives further instruction as to what, you know, as to what to do. If you were so convinced, this is the second point. If you were so convinced at some point, so convinced, you know, that you will never do it, and you spoke it out and said, I will never travel out of this country. I will never leave this country and go and stay in another country. If you used your mouth to say it at some point or the other, don't change that course unless, as in your course, I'm not talking of curse as per course, you know, I'm talking of your course, your path. Don't change that which you already marked for yourself, because as you said it, God heard it, others heard it. If at all you are going to change your mind, you must consult God, because heavens and the earth, they align with what you say. It's like you're praying before God. Or the moment you said it, because you were saying it out of your heart, and that was what God put in your heart. And once that is the case, even God does not bother you again. He does not, because he knows that you have already voiced what is in his heart. So if you say, oh, yes, I said it then, you know, but it was me that said it, but I have not, you know, he didn't say anything. Oftentimes when he doesn't say something against what you have said, it is because that is what he is saying, and you only voiced what he was saying to you. So if at any time you were so convinced that you said it so emphatically, almost swearing, you know, to say you will never leave, then if at any point you think you might want to leave, take it to him. And until you hear from him say, okay, now you can go, please don't do so. Then if your heart condemns your move, you don't know why, but you want to move and your heart condemns you, then it's not time for you to go, or you're not to go at all. There are reasons for this. If your heart knows that the only reason you want to go is because you are afraid, where you should be trusting God, you are trusting the side talks of the enemy. You are trusting the side talks of, people saying different things and all that, then God himself, I mean, your heart, your spirit, which God has placed in you, each time you want to make a move to travel, may recoil. And the reason it's recoiling is because he knows that your reason for wanting to go is anti-God. Is anti-God. Because any moment you decide that you want to take a step, and it is because of your lack of trust in what God has started to do in your life, because you are afraid of what the world is afraid of, then it is already wrong that you want to take that step because of the mob, because everyone else is taking it, because of fear of the unknown. It is already wrong. You must never fall among those who are afraid for the future. If you know God. Tonight I'm talking to those who know God. I'm talking to those who fear God. I'm talking to those who have been obeying God till now, who at one point or the other was walking on a path that everyone looked at it and thought, why are you going this way? I thought this is where you should go, which means this is how you should be hustling. This is the path you should be going through. And then, but God showed you another path to take, and you have been taking that path all this while. That is the crowd I'm talking to tonight. That is, no, let me not call it a crowd, because even if it's one person or two, tonight I am saying to you, because this is the heart of God, you don't make a shift based on the fact that you are now afraid for your children. Your children should not be your reason for suddenly changing the course of life. Because, see, Moses had been waiting on the Lord for what he was to do. Now, imagine that Moses fought in Israel. Ran from Egypt, because of the fact that he fought someone and killed someone on behalf of Israelites, who he was later to lead into the promised land. But he ran away, and for 40 years again, he was in the wilderness. The Lord had not come for him. At 80 was when he began to do that which God had prepared him for all his life. Now, imagine that at that time, he wanted to leave and face something else or do something rash and all that, when God was preparing him in the wilderness, only to come and take him and say, now you have gone through your wilderness, it's time to come and take my people through their wilderness. You cannot and must not make a sharp move, because it now looks like, so what? Because sometimes the way Satan will want to convince you is that all of a sudden you look within yourself and you can no longer find the reason for which you were so convinced that you will never japa. You cannot, because everybody is doing it now. Everybody is doing it. And at some point you were so convinced that you will not do it. But right now you can no longer find that reason. And so you think you should move. No. Even though you cannot lay your hands on it, stay your course until you hear from him. Now, the greatest test for anyone who follows God is that test of trusting him. You trust him, then you hold on where he left you and wait till he comes back. Japa must not be an escape to save your future. Your future is in God's hands. Your future is why you are walking with him. Your future here on earth, first and foremost, and your future when you pass away. So you can never be right for running because you are afraid for the future of yourself and all your children. You must never be that, And so, neither should it be because this country is hopeless. No, first and foremost, to me, this country is not hopeless. There is so much hope in the air. And that's not by looking at just the things that you see around. Oh, no. All right, it's already 15 minutes. Okay. Maybe I'll finish this another time. I can't switch on light now. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there. I just want to say that don't take any sharp move unless God is saying so. Power has been taken from here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, 8 p.m. Thank you for being there. Bye.